close to 50 miles an hour. So certainly much better than the 90, close to 100, right?
Right.
It looks like SkyCal trying to maintain its connection there, but this is at least somewhat of a good sign. But what I was going to bring up was that when I'm basing off of all these conversations that we have with law enforcement, you know, if you're caught on the surface streets, right, you get a lot of going in circles, right, because they're familiar with the areas. But then when you're stuck on the freeway, the alternate is this could go on for a long amount of time, right? Because you have just this stretch, right? You can start on the 10, you can get to the 605 and just get anywhere else because there's so much traffic to cover, and you can just maintain these speeds for a while, and then just like that, we're back up to 90 miles an hour right now.
And he did not, obviously, or he or she, whoever's behind the wheel, not even trying to heed the warnings of these HP officers and pulling over in a safe manner. You know, you hope for that outcome. Maybe this person is, you know, as we mentioned, DUI, wasn't aware of what's going on. But yeah, obviously you know, flying down the freeway at 80, 90, 100 miles per hour.
The only positive in terms of just the last few minutes when we've been keeping our eye on this is that what you notice from SkyCal right now, it's just the two vehicles, right? It's just the CHP Cruiser, it's just the suspected DUI driver here, and not seeing a lot of other traffic, at least in the immediate moment. Obviously, you see one or two there, but you know, it's just you start getting even more tense once you start noting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus more cars right around the immediate area and start weaving back and forth. That's when things start getting really nerve-wracking.
Well, we have an expert on the phone, David Avila, with the former LAPD officer. David, and good evening to you. And here we are over another police chase through the San Gabriel Valley. What's your take on this one so far? A reckless driver is what we know.
Oh, Jasmine Geo. Yeah, this guy, I tell you what, I've been watching this thing, and it's been some strange activity. It shows you the difference between the taxis from LAPD and CHP. LAPD would not ever pull up next to the pursuing vehicle, the vehicle that they're pursuing. As far as the driving, and looks like they're going to be getting off the freeway, maybe transitioned. But like I've always said before, it's freeway streets, no matter what, they're always dangerous, fast or slow. But this one here, if it stays on the freeway, I feel a little more comfortable with that. So CHP will stay on top of them. They'll get the air unit overhead, and they'll just keep following it.
Well, now they've exited onto those surface streets that we were worried about.
Yeah, you know, I haven't seen them do a pit maneuver unless it's really empty. And I think what you had mentioned that there wasn't that many vehicles on the freeway. But once CHP gets okay from their supervisor, they'll go ahead and they'll pit the suspect vehicle, and it looks like they're on a side street, so you know, we may see that coming up.
And you have to wonder, David, here because we've talked about this a number of times before, and I was even referencing previous conversations we've had. I'm curious if you share the thought here, where now that you're on surface streets, a lot of the times we see these scenarios where they're trying to get to a place where they're comfortable, and now it starts turning into this sort of merry-go-round where thankfully you've slowed down, but now you've added all these variables from stoplights and street signs and pedestrians walking on sidewalks. You have homes on top of it as well. It just adds a lot more chaos to what is already a chaotic situation.
Absolutely, Jill, and that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, that's one thing you have to worry about. Luckily, I haven't seen that many vehicles. I'm not sure why, but thank God there's not that many out there. You know, we look, you know, cross traffic. Earlier, we seen what happened when a suspect slammed into a side of a vehicle. It's in that car it turned upside down. But on this one here, yeah, it seems like we slowed down. So I don't know if this suspect, it appears like they know where they're going, or they're talking to somebody.
Mama's house.
But, yeah, we may see a pursuit. I mean, we may see a pit maneuver, but it all depends on the watch commander on what they want to do.
Hopefully trees stay out of the way and no parking garages are near rolling on the floor laughing.
But it could be a female also. We don't know.
Yeah.
Don't assume
they're entering
Monrovia.
Oh, sorry, David, go ahead.
You never know.
They're just entering Monrovia. I know it's a quaint, quiet, small community, city there, and the streets are narrow. I mean, you know, and packed in with homes. And so, yeah, this is going to get a little more dangerous as this person just flies through there.
And SkyCal zoomed in right now to give you a closer look. Earlier, we made the point, and I'm curious if at a certain point we might be able to get another look at it. Obviously, with the dynamics of this pursuit changing and our connection going in and out from time to time, it'll be a little harder. But I did notice a small dent, at least in the bottom, right below the brake light on the left side, on the driver's side of that vehicle. Where you see the driver there, you got a brief snippet of it with the window
sharp turn again.
down. But now it looks like in a parking
he's going to Mama's house.
Now. This
oh
might be
no, where you
toward
going?
the end of a. They might have corner boxed him in potentially here. I mean, this is where you start running into folks or running into other cars, and things get a little dicey.
Tupac's driving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's CHP has
just pit him
their
right
own
there.
rules, just like any other department. That's why most police departments, law enforcement
That's it.
officers, what they do is they like to keep their own people involved because they're all playing off the same rule book.
Oh, hands
Playbook.
up.
You see the hands right outside the window
Hands
there,
up.
Jazz.
That's why we don't really do chases anymore on the main channel anymore because they're all a waste. Most of them lately have been, maybe once in a while, not one or two, but for the most part, they're just these useless wastes. There was a time where it was riveting, exciting. I used to jump out of the chair. Now I almost barely didn't even get up out of bed. I was almost falling asleep, and I was like, I guess. I was like, I guess. It's the weekend. Things are a little bit slower. But it used to be exciting, riveting. You don't know what you're getting. You might get 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. You might be up till 6 in the morning, and it's just this chaos. It might be a truck, a pickup, whatever. Maybe he steals 2, 3, 4 cars, something. Now, the criminals now, they're lazy, man. Back in my day, the criminals, they used to put an effort. Now they're lazy. They don't last too long. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the times have changed. Maybe crime is down. Maybe Gavin Newsom's right. Maybe he's figured it out. Guess we got bad video feed.
David, as they bring this to an end?
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and search the vehicle, make sure there's nobody in the back, or they'll check the trunk to make sure there's nobody being captive back there. I mean, they'll go through the whole routine, and luckily this suspect, though, just
I'll probably delete this thing by the morning time. We'll see
what they wanted and complied. So, yeah, this came to a nice, quiet ending, so almost better than this morning.
He's checking the vehicle right now. It doesn't look like anybody else is inside. Obviously, we'll check the trunk as well. But I mean, just fortunate, really, considering everything that we saw in just a few minutes or so, from the incredibly high speeds to the traffic and then the surface streets. And
the cop was going hard. That cop was like neck to neck with the guy the whole chase. You would have thought he rolled his window down. Was just looking at the guy in his eye. Take his hat off.
HP now coming to an end here. Dave, we also want to thank you for your time this evening. We certainly appreciate you giving us a few minutes on a Saturday night.
Slap him in the back of his head.
Anytime.
And,
and we'll be right back here on KCAL News as we see the end of this police chase.
I thought I had potential when I was first watching the chase. I thought maybe, it looked pretty wild at first, but I should have known better, The world is weak nowadays. I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. Hope everything's been... Oh, they cut it off. Damn. They used to be a whole part after, too. You get to see them search the trunk and everything. Now they just cut it off now. On to the next one. But, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm tired, man, because I was at a kid's party today. And, we're out there in the sun for hours. It was a pool party. And I jumped in, too, towards the end. I was like, man, this is just too hot. I got in the pool, too, man. So it was fun, but I'm burnt out from the sun and stuff. But all right, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. We'll see what pops off. No, nothing. It's been a quiet weekend. I haven't noticed really anything. Oh, 2 standoffs, Mel. You talking about yesterday, maybe? Or today? Yeah, yesterday it was Or it's already after 12. But, you know, Friday was popping. Friday was not a bad day, I guess. But today, like, the weekend's been just kind of quiet, I think. I was watching political stuff, kind of having a laugh, people debate and stuff like that. I guess that's it. I guess it's over. All right, guys. I will catch you. Stand off. Nah. You ain't gonna try to pull me in. I know you guys are stand off right now. Oh, come on. Bullshit. For where? In India? Stand off. Mm-hmm. California, probably, right, I guess. Stand off. Gunshots. Oh, no. There's a stand off. I think I'm going to go to bed. I mean, unless something gets crazy, I'm probably just going to go to bed.